Hey, my name is Matt Kahn. I'm an attorney with Butler Kahn. And today I want to give you the most important free legal advice that anyone will ever give you, and it has to do with car insurance. One of the most asked questions I get from friends and family members is what kind of coverage should I get and how much should I get? And so I would just want to talk about the various types of coverage and what we recommend to do in order to make sure that you're protected in the event that you hurt someone else or if someone else hurts you. And so the first kind of insurance that we'll talk about is liability insurance, and that is what protects your personal assets if you hurt someone else. So in Georgia, we're legally required to have a minimum of $25,000 of insurance. And so let's say you're cruising down the road and your phone rings, and so you look at your phone and then someone jumps out in the road and you hit them and kill them. $25,000 is just not going to be enough to compensate the family that lost an individual. And so if that person were to come after you personally, they would be able to take everything you have most likely. And so the idea is to get enough liability coverage to just protect your assets. Now the second kind of coverage, which is equally important, if not more, is underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage. And the reason that's so important is because there are so many people driving around without adequate liability coverage or no liability coverage. And so to use an example of why underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage is so helpful, let's say that you're stopped at a stoplight and someone behind you isn't paying attention and they just ram into the back of you and you end up breaking your leg and herniating a couple discs. You have to have a back surgery and maybe even a leg surgery if it's a pretty good lick. Those surgeries are going to be expensive. We're looking at least $100,000 of medical bills. And if the person that did this to you only has a $25,000 policy or no policy, then you're going to get stuck with either nothing or $25,000 unless you have insurance. And so insurance, which we use to describe both types of coverage, it steps in and protects you and supplements a settlement where the at-fault party just doesn't have enough coverage to take care of your injuries. And so here, you've been rear-ended, you've got $150,000 of medical bills, and John Smith over here only has $25,000 of coverage. That puts you out of pocket $125,000. And I know I personally don't want to come out of pocket $125,000 for insurance, but that's why I have a bunch of insurance. But so in that situation, your coverage, your coverage will step in and pay the remaining balance of your damages. And so I recommend that any of my friends and family members get at least $100,000 of insurance. They have various different levels, but at least $100,000 of and at least $100,000 of liability insurance. But that's probably the most important and free legal advice that I could give someone if I were to be asked to do that. So there you are. If you have any questions about insurance or personal injury, feel free to give us a call. We're a small office, and one of us will answer the phone, and we'll chat with you. Our number is 678-940-1444. Thanks.